here comes my psychology. You stop showing up for yourself in a way, because the only reason why I can say is I'm actually coming into myself more is because I've leaned in harder than I ever have into myself. No matter how uncomfortable it is, like, I'm showing up. And that's not easy. And I'm not wonderful at it, but I definitely know that I haven't stopped.
Is that stopped growing or
I haven't stopped growing, and
pushing
I haven't
yourself?
Pushing myself and checking in, like, where am I operating from? Like, if there are moments of me questioning myself, like you're saying, or having reservations, I'm like, all right, well, what is that really? I really have to sometimes sit with that.
Hey there, this is the Red Monkey Podcast. My name is Tori, and I will be your host. This is a podcast about embodying the spirit of rock and roll, creativity, and combining the two to create just absolute cool, badass rock and roll stuff. Keep listening, and we'll get a lot of stories from a lot of really cool people. Thanks for tuning in. Well, Tanya, thanks for coming in.
Hi. It's so nice to meet you, Tori. I've heard so much.
I have heard so many things about you as well. I mean, like, we've only known each other for how many, like 20 years?
20 years?
Is it more than that?
No, yeah.
Actually.
More than that. I've known you guys. I've known you. God, I think I was 23. 23.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Holy cow.
How old am I?
We're getting old.
Yeah, up there. Over
I love
20
that.
years.
I love getting aged and getting more.
I'm telling you, when people are saying, "Oh, I wish I was in my 20s and fucking so I could do shit differently," I'm like, fuck that. I would never want to be young again.
No.
It was pure torment.
Yeah.
Fuck
it was
that.
pretty.
I like
yeah.
being in my 40s.
Yeah.
It's good. I do.
I'm in my 50s, so my 40s are gone.
I kind of feel like 50s might be better than 40s.
Yeah, 50s are all right, you know.
Because it's getting better.
Yeah, listen, 50s are the new 30s.
Yeah.
That's what we all tell ourselves,
That's what
right?
I say. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I have no issues. So you are, you're a hairstylist.
Yes.
And you've been since I've known you.
Yeah.
What got you into hair?
So I started doing hair when I was 16, actually. I graduated high school when I was 15 and a half. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not. Were you the big brains on campus or what?
I was the big brains on campus in the hood, and nobody noticed me. That's like literally what happened.
Really?
So I grew up in East LA and grew up in a obviously broken home, right? Like a lot of us do. And I went to a high school that was really shitty. Nobody cared. Nobody saw anybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, there'd be kids breaking out in a fight right next to me, right? So, and I started high school when I was 13 because my mom put me in school when I was 4, right?
Oh.
So, started high school at 13. And I think by the end of the year, I was like, fuck this. This sucks. I hated it. Yeah. Hated where I grew up. It was really unstable. It was really violent. And I decided to drop out. So I dropped out and I put myself in homeschool. And when I say I put myself in, I literally put myself in. Like, parents were MIA. I was a total latchkey kid. And essentially did 2 years of high school in one.
Okay, I'm on track with you. I'm totally the same kind of person, but how do you put yourself into homeschool?
I went to talk to my counselor. Yeah, and she was totally against it. And I think actually that was one of the times that my mom actually got involved. And I don't know why she pushed so hard for me to homeschool myself. It's kind of interesting. I was thinking about this the other day. For as absent as my mom was, there's like these really significant moments in my life where she really did show up, and that was one of the moments, because I remember going to my counselor and her saying, this is a really bad idea. You're not going to develop, socially and all these things. And I told my mom that that's what she said. And my mom went in there the next day. She's like, don't fucking tell my daughter what she can and can't do. Literally, like, shut her down. And we were leaving the office and my mom was like still kind of like just back talking her. I mean, I was only 13. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was something to that extent. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, that was it. I was out.
She probably figured it's better to have you do that than drop out. maybe.
Something. I don't
Like,
know.
at least it's something. She's like, at least,
Yeah.
I would imagine. I mean, as a parent, I would probably do that.
That's funny. I'm actually going to ask her that. I'm going to ask her
wild.
why. Like, why was that okay to you for me to drop out of school? So, yeah, finished school. But I did, and I could have finished in that 2 years, but I really did want to have that credibility of walking. I wanted to have that experience of getting my little diploma and whatever. I graduated with a high GPA, and I got a handwritten certificate from Bill Clinton at the time, right? Graduated in 1997. And yeah, it was kind of just one of those things. And I do love education. Like, one of the biggest things, I love consuming information. And it's actually one of the things that Nico's always like, how can you listen to so many, podcasts? And like, how does your brain? I'm like, I just love learning. And so, yeah, I finished school, and I'll tell you, the only reason why I got into hair is because of where I grew up. And I grew up half of the year in Mexico, and all of my tias do hair, all 5 of them actually. And it's what I grew up around during the summers.
So it's what you knew.
It's what I knew. And I knew that at that point in my life, I was like, Dad, I need to get out of here. And just like, how the fuck am I going to get out of this like city, out of this house, like all the things. And I was like, I'm going to just go do hair, and I'm going to make the most amount of money and get out. And I think that's literally how small my thought process was. There was no grand scheme of things. There was no like, oh, I dreamed this and I dreamed up that, I just knew that I needed to get the fuck out, and doing hair was my vehicle to do that.
So that was the avenue at which you were able to like flourish and proceed down a path for a new life.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it wasn't out of passion per se. You learned to love. You became passionate about this thing, or did you learn to love this thing that you were just kind of fell into?
It's funny, right? I always listen to like, who was I thinking about? I love listening to Rick Rubin's interviews, right? Because he's just such a fucking genius, and just creatively how he kind of talks about, his process and all this
Tetragrammaton.
Shit. God, I definitely don't have any of that. I did not have that in me. I was more like, the connection to people was more interesting to me than anything else. I think that the fascination with what was behind the curtains was really intriguing to me as a young girl, because I got into my first salon at the age of like 17 and 3/4, like, let's say, right? Turning 18 maybe. And I walked into this huge salon in Beverly Hills. I was like, I'm going for it, right? And they hired me. This guy hired me, and I drove a 1972 Bug at the time. And driving from East LA into Beverly Hills, my car would either catch on fire or break down. And after like 6 weeks of this, the guy who originally had hired me fired me. He's like, I can't use you. You're always late. I'm like, but I don't mean to. It's because of my car, right? 2 other people, Michelina Toscano and Arthur Vieco, swooped me up. I swear to God, they literally just felt bad for me, okay? So they took me under their wing and kind of paved the way. It's literally one of my fondest times in my life. And I always say that being an assistant was some of the best memories in my career. And Arthur specifically really helped me, or inspired me to want more, or showed me the possibilities of what there was in hair.
Well, because you could have ended up at a Supercuts or something.
Yeah.
But you went big.
Yeah, I totally went big. And I did, I did as a kid. I grew up with my brother Raymond and my cousin Johnny. Obviously, both are older than me, and I'm, the girl. And we would get left in Mexico for a couple of weeks at a time during the summer, sometimes several weeks. And their competition was so intense. It was always like, either we were racing, either we were doing singing competitions or dance competitions. And I always was like the loser, right? Because Raymond and Johnny were always winning. And I mean, they literally used to wake me up and be like, Tanya, get up. You missed the limousine with all the baby kittens in it. There was like mini limousines everywhere. They're all gone now. You missed it. And I just remember dying inside, like, oh my God, I missed out.
FOMO.
What the fuck? Like literally would have me like devastated, right? But that lit such a fire in me as a kid to have this kind of competition in me that still lives in me. I'm like, I could do this. I got this. Like, watch, I'm going to show you kind of thing.
You're going to create it and not be chasing it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild how...
Where it comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the smallest little seedling of something can either truly fuck us up or inspire us to next level.
Yeah.
Who knows what,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really clear. I mean, I was pretty obsessed with my brother and my cousin. Like everything that they did, I wanted to do. So I was really clear where my influences were coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as I got older, like that story really started to like show itself in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to recognize it first in order to know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many salons did you proceed through?
Did I work
to get,
at?
Yeah, to get to the path that you're on now.
I know. I think that when you're finding your way in this, in figuring out who you are as a creative person, which I've definitely come to accept and realize over the last couple of years, is the journey that you have to go on to figure out like, who the fuck am I? Like, what do I really want? What I really like? But I mean, I started in Beverly Hills, and then from there, I started at Umberto's when I was, like I said, around 17, 18. And then I went to Jonathan Anton's salon, which was, where I met you and I met Rosie. And that was a super, super blast. I mean, those people really made an impression in my life, shaped the way that I saw, fashion and hair and my aspirations and the possibilities as well. And then from there,
that wasn't just a salon. There was like a family kind of atmosphere.
That was so much fun.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Yeah. It was a good time. It was a good time, huh? It was a good time.
So from there, you went to where?
It was a good time. So then from there, I went to Warren Tricomie. I've had a really fun career. Back in the day, salons were set up for community.
Mm-hmm.
They really were. And they were set up to like nurture an art. Like, I mean, we had classes every single week and we had to come with another model the next week. And we really had to like find ourselves in that. It's like, well, what am I good at? What am I not good at? What's uncomfortable? What's, what can I do? What am I not allowed to do?
What are you good at? What is your specialty?
Yeah, I don't have a specialty. You know what I'm going to say? My specialty is people.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I never really got the opportunity, and I shouldn't say I didn't have the opportunity. I totally take that back. I had the opportunity, but I never fully committed to something because I started hair when I was so young, right? So I've had this really long career, and from 18 to 30, let's just say, I mean, my whole life was a roller coaster. I went from living in East LA to being in a 6-year relationship to meeting my husband. And all of that, I was really trying to figure out what I was good at. I wanted to do editorial. I wanted to do runway. Like I wanted to be Odile. I wanted to be the woman with the white collar shirt with a fucking cigarette and a low ponytail, like fucking haggard looking, but beautiful at the same time. Like I knew that's what I wanted, but life happened, right?
Life happens.
So I would sort of just like go into the next thing, and going into the next thing unintentionally sort of never made me like the specialist. But what I did get really good at and what I loved more than any of it was like my relationships. So when I think about, people talking about creativity and where all of that comes from, I really feel like the expression of who I am isn't necessarily the hair. I do beautiful hair for sure. I mean, I've worked with amazing people and I've had like great examples around me. Like, I mean, look at my husband. He's a fucking hair genius, right? But I really leaned hard on my ability to connect with people, but I loved it. Like it came from a really genuine place. And I think that that's really kind of what took me far. And I've known that for a long time. I've always said, yeah, I do good hair, but I am that person that people know that they could trust.
You had a family of hairstylists. So there's a lineage there.
Yeah.
Have any of them even come close to where you're at? Okay.
No.
And that's not
They're so cute. No, they're so amazing, dude. They like still work in their little place in Mexicali in the same like beautiful little salon. I'm not, but no, my heart warms when you ask that,
no down talk on them, but what was it in you that wanted you to do more?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because you could have just settled. You could have been like, oh, this is my out from East LA, and this is my I'm just gonna make this my path, and I'll be happy. But you went straight to Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
You went for the big salons.
Yeah.
You went for the big names.
Yeah.
Like you were like, no, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go like hard on this.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, and I'm so clear about this, and it's so funny. I'm very therapized. I'm so therapized because of how disrupted my childhood was. So I don't mean to make this about my childhood, but I'm very clear about how I got to that sort of like hardcore level of like, oh, I got to go here and I got to go hard and I got to go fast, was because I was really trying to run away from my mom, and I just immersed myself in, I'm not available. I can't, Mom. I can't. Like, I got to go. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where my drive really came from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how's your relationship with your mom now, if I may ask?
In a nutshell, I know. It's good. It's good in the sense that I'm really trying to move into a place of, it didn't happen to me, it happened for me.
Okay.
So
it's a very wise take.
I mean, I'm trying. Like,
sure.
As we even bring that up, I'm like, oh, like I get hot, right? But I think that looking at what my life offered me, it's what's made me as well.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what all of us have something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it doesn't matter what it is. There's going to be stuff there, and either you bury your head in the sand and don't face it, or you face it and use it to your advantage.
Yeah, totally.
Which it sounds like you did.
Totally.
Interesting. Because that sounds like a really key driver right there.
It was the driver.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was there an aha moment when you finally realized, okay, this is for real? Like I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Like, because sometimes we can forward facing. It's like, I'm going to be blinded by the drive. And it's like, okay, I'm going to Beverly Hills. Oh, okay, I got into Beverly Hills. Oh, okay, I got into a salon. Oh, I got into the next salon. And you may not look back. You just keep going.
Yeah.
But was there a moment where you're like, oh shit, I'm doing this and it's real? Like, do you have any of those?
Not necessarily, just because, especially in our industry, working with celebrities and such high profile clients, they're always looking for what's next. Also,
okay. Sure.
And they're always looking for how can they look more beautiful and better or whatever the fuck. So I definitely have always been very clear that and Nico would always say this to me, Nico being a veteran in literally the celebrity industry, he really gave me some great nuggets to work with, because he would say, don't get it twisted. Your last haircut's your best haircut. The last photo shoot you did is going to be your best photo shoot. You don't know if they're going to ever call you back. And I really anchored that into the way that I sort of walked out my career. And he'd also say, don't make the highs really high, because you don't want to come down that hard.
I mean, that's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
But how do you gain their trust? So like, who was your first?
Who was my first
big, I'll just say celebrity or high profile client where you're like, oh shit. Because I would maybe consider that like that aha moment where you're like, oh fuck, like this is legit. Like I'm legit. This person's entrusting in me to do their hair.
Who was the first one that I was like, oh, is she gonna stay with me? I think it was more like that. I would say, who was my first? The first big photo shoot that I went on, honestly, if I'm remembering correctly, was Kate Hudson.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do you keep a Kate Hudson once you get her? You've gotten her trust.
Yeah.
And then, is that where the people thing comes in, where you have to learn how to just not be.
I actually think Kate's like the perfect example because she falls into the experience that I've had of, you're only as good as your last job, or don't depend on them to call you back, or like she's not yours, right? And it's been such a good learning experience, literally till this day. Like in 2 weeks, I start season 2 of Running Point with her for Netflix. And I've worked with her for over 15 years. For 15 years. I would say about 15 years.
That's a good run.
It's a good run. But I haven't worked with her like every week. I don't see her every 6 months. It'll be like, hey, I'll see you. There'll be a span of a year that I'm working with her all the time. And then I won't hear from her for a year. You know what I'm saying? Because she has other people she uses too. And I might not be available.
Is there a fear that you're going to,
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Is that where just the experience comes in?
I think that's when I had to really lean hard into what matters in my life, because I've lost like Miley Cyrus. Like I got a leg up with Miley Cyrus through this amazing hairdresser that I worked with, Teddy Charles, for years. And I said no to her, I think 3 times in a row. And ironically, I had to say no. I chose to say no because it was a camping trip with the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kept remembering, like, I can't believe this is happening over and over again with her specifically, because it was about the family. And I remembered in those moments that I chose my family over my career, and she never called me again.
Do you regret that?
No.
No.
Because you can't. I think that I could have gotten really caught up in that. But like I'm saying, I have a really strong relationship with my husband, and he was always like, push forward. None of them are yours. Like, enjoy them while you have them, give them all you got, and you got to leave it there. And I really have ridden that board till the end. And I think the only high profile client that I've ever stayed close to, and that I literally would call even if she never used me again, is Sandra Bullock. I've been doing her hair for, I would say, about 15 years as well. 15. I'm thinking about her kid's age. 13 years or so. And if she just decided to never call me, I would still call her and check in on her. But the rest of them, it wasn't like that. And they still call me periodically, but.
See, that would be a big fear of mine is not that you're not taking ownership of them, but it's like, okay, I'm their guy, you're their gal, let's just say. Yeah. And they're not yours, you're theirs.
Right.
And then if somebody else comes in or you're not available, like I would be worried that you're going to be replaced, or I would be replaced. That's a hard one for me to wrap my head around, because.
Yeah, but you know what? It's almost like we were talking earlier, about AI and how like these videos are being edited, and they're being edited so quickly, and all this. I think that when you get out of that mindset of, oh, this is it, and all my fucking eggs are in one basket, then you're literally stuck there, and you're not growing anymore. And guess whose fault that is? In Spanish, we say, well, that's your pedo, right? It is. It's like you're the one who sat there and just did nothing about it. It's like taking all your investments and putting it in one investment, and then you didn't diversify. It's like, it's still the same concept. So it's actually a gift to me in my mind's eye that you have no ownership over anything in your life. And that's why we are creators. And that's why we do create like another. What else can I pull out of my ass? Like, what else? Like, what is the experience that I have that I can share with others? That how can I be of service to them? That, at this point in our lives, we're like, where's the exchange in that? So you can easily get caught up in that whole world of mine, but then it also limits you to being creative.
Yeah. How do you, so let's say you're on set with Kate Hudson. Are you aiming to please her, Are you aiming to please the execs? Are you aiming to please yourself in your own creative endeavors? Like, how do you marry all of that together?
Yeah.
Because you're obviously not just cutting hair or styling for her personally per se. You're doing a character, right?
Totally. Yeah.
So how does that line get drawn?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I'm always trying to serve like
The project.
my muse, like whoever's in front of me, like whatever work I'm doing, because, and I really got clear about this on the last show that I did, because there was this moment where she sends me a video. I had just cut her hair, of Kate's hair, on a break she went to, and she sends me a selfie, like a little talking video, and she's like, "So, babe, like this hair right here, it's just not blending, and we gotta fix this." And I just fucking die inside. And it was the first moment where I've always kind of taken for granted, and I didn't realize I took it for granted how good I am at my job. And she was like, "This isn't right." I was like, "Oh my God, it's not right." And so my craft, I, in that moment, realized, oh my God, like this really does matter to me. And guess what? Everybody's going to see this shit. And I never really saw it like that before for some reason.
So it was a fuck up.
It was a fuck up.
On your end.
Yeah.
But you took ownership.
Well, yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
Okay.
Like, what do you do? Right. But I did. And it's like, in that moment, it's like, first, she's my first priority. And then secondly, I definitely care about what everybody else is seeing because they're going to see it. I don't necessarily worry so much about the producers or the writers or the directors or anything because I have nothing to do with them.
Right.
I'm obviously professional and cordial with them, but I have nothing to do with them.
Was it an easy enough fix?
Yeah.
Okay. Because what do you do? Like, if you're like, we're fucked. We need 6 months for that shit to grow out. Like,
no.
You know what I mean?
I as a hairdresser definitely lean on the more conservative side with anything.
Okay.
And everything. I'm like, let's start here and let's go there. So I never have to go too far left from where I started.
Okay.
That's just how I work because I am so, look at my girls. They're
right. So you're not
too much
pulling a Nico and going, okay, we're gonna chop this shit off and go like, no, you're not. Okay, got it.
No, and it's so funny that you bring that up too, right? Because Nico's the kind of guy who will come in and already know what he's gonna do, ask you what you want to do, make you think he's gonna do what you want to do, and still does what the fuck he wants to do, and like that's the truth.
And convince you that you love it,
dude. Like. 100%. And I just sit there in complete awe because I'm like, let's just start here. You know what I mean? Like, no, I work completely opposite.
Well, that to me, that's smart. Like that seems.
But you and I, we operate very similarly. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. But look at, and that's a good point too. There is no right or wrong.
No. And totally. And especially, in the creative space, there is no right or wrong. You just have to follow what you follow. Do you think that's held you back from maybe doing some really like,
yeah,
for where you're like, fuck, like maybe you did a project, you see the hair, you see it in a magazine or something or on a film and you're like, man, I really wanted to like punch that up a little bit more, but I just is holding back being a little more conservative.
For sure. But I also know that comes with my personal experience comes with age because what I wouldn't have done back then, I would totally do now. And it's just it's just how I chose to live my life, Do you feel like, speaking of age, that you are trusting your instincts more or becoming more reserved in that trust? Does that make sense? Yeah, say trusting your gut. Yes. Like, do you trust your gut more or are you pulling back a little bit more? I find myself pulling back a bit more as I get older. Like I don't trust my gut so much. Before I used to be like, I'm just going to fucking do it. And I'll convince them that this is awesome. Yeah. But it seems like now, I don't know what it is, but maybe with social media, maybe with just the way people are, sensitivities, it just seems like people are a lot more like
I feel like I'm more under the microscope
Right.
than I used to be.
Yeah. And I can totally sympathize to that. I totally understand that. What I would say about that is, here comes my psychology. Ready?
Do it. Bring it.
You've stopped showing up for yourself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Because the only reason why I can say is I'm actually coming into myself more is because I've leaned in harder than I ever have into myself.
Mm.
No matter how uncomfortable it is,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not easy.
Yeah.
And I'm not wonderful at it, but I definitely know that I haven't stopped.
Is that stopped growing or
I haven't stopped growing and
pushing
I haven't
yourself?
pushing myself and checking in, like, where am I operating from? Like, if there are moments of me questioning myself, like you're saying, or having reservations, I'm like, all right, well, what is that really? And I really have to sometimes sit with that. You know what I'm saying? That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. What I'm clear about at the end of the day is how much I want to experience life to its fullest. I'm really fucking clear about that.
Okay.
And so it's like that I'm going to do this no matter what you say is like me just fighting myself in my head, and where that competitiveness as a little girl came in. So I never really backed down from her, from that part of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You and your partner, Nico, your husband, work together.
My chunky boo-boo.
Your chunky boo-boo.
Yes.
You guys work together and you're both in hair.
Yeah.
Is there ever a competition or like where you feel like, oh, I should have been doing that person's hair, or I would have loved to have done that person's hair? Maybe there's no, real jealousy, but just, has there ever been that?
No.
Because you both support each other fully. And
Fully.
I know that, but no.
Not even for a second. Like, because the way that I look at that is whatever Nico is there for is what they need. Nico
So you don't look at
operates-
maybe something that he did and go, I would have done that different.
No,
Interesting.
I don't work like that. Yeah. No, but it's a good question. I think it's a really good question. And I think that that's exactly what so many people actually struggle with anymore. And you just mentioned it. No, because I'm secure in what I offer. And I know that my gift and what I give people is me. It's not my hair. Anybody could do fucking great hair. I'm telling you, we're in Beverly Hills, we're in LA, and there's a dime a dozen of us. So I'm not tripping about who should be where. Or like how the fuck I'm doing it.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I've said that with hiring people or whatever. It's like, I'll train you to do the work. It's who can I stand to be around for more than an hour, and especially in a tight space or in a small space, like who can I handle giving my time to or allowing them to take my time, and I'll train the person to do the work.
Yeah.
And it's very, you're selling yourself. Of course, your services are going to back that up, but there are a million great stylists in town. There's a million asshole stylists in town.
Yeah. And I've seen enough of it to know that it's not necessarily all about the hair for that person. Like those people that are with each other are they're connecting on a frequency that is not mine.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
I'm just curious, like, do these people just fall into your lap? I'm sure it's relationship based to a certain degree. Maybe there's an agent or something, but like, it seems like I would kind of think, God, if Miley would call me again, I could convince her that I'm her gal and that I would do great hair and she would love me.
Yeah.
Or whomever, like, are there any of those people that you're just like, God, who would you really love to like work on? If you just had a moment, the phone call came in tonight for.
Who do I want to work on? I've never had that thought. What I think often is, God, look at the girls I have.
Sure.
I mean, they're like the cream of the crop in the persons that they are.
Totally.
I feel like at this point,
And I'm not saying to replace them. I'm just saying if there was,
but I'm thinking, and I think that the way that I even think of my time, like you literally just said, it's not even about a celebrity. But yesterday, Nico and I drove down to San Diego to go do like our shaman's hair. You know what I mean? And it was just kind of funny because I'm like, I would drive to Timbuktu and be so excited about somebody that really poured into my life and that I love their time at this point, or their company, you know? So it doesn't mean that to me anymore. One of the things that Nico and I teach when we go talk to hairdressers is, you know, everybody always says, one of the first questions they ask is like, oh, how do I do celebrities? You know, it's the first question. And Nico will always say, well, are you doing celebrities now? You know, and it's the truth. It's how are you treating people that are in your chair? Like, if you don't see everybody like that, then you're never going to get there. And so I'll go back to the statement that I made earlier, in that I know what my gift is like the relationship to people that I have, you know, and that's it, because that's what got me people to trust me to be in their space. You know what I'm saying? It's been the biggest compliment that people have given me, is that they can trust me. And it's genuine.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine, you know, hair. I mean, I'm pretty confident with what I do, you know, but again, if you don't like that red skirt, you can change the red skirt.
Yeah.
Like once the hair's done. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
And I've always been the kind of person who's just like, well, if it's a horrible cut, I'll just shave it off, you know, but a lot of people aren't like that, especially women.
Right.
It's like needs to be, especially a high profile or an actress or somebody. I mean, I can only imagine that's got to be some intense pressure. Yeah, it is. And you've got to have some good confidence to be able to, like, you know, put up with that. It is. But that's where this seasoned, you know, elder side of, you know, what you've been doing comes in. You know, do you think you could have done, how many years now that I've been doing hair? 28 now, I think. Okay. So had Kate Hudson rolled through your chair 5 years after you started, you know, would she still be a client now? Maybe, maybe not. But like, there's a reason she came into your life when she did. Yeah. And you were ready for it. My point. Yeah. You know, people, I think too often when you're young and you have this creative mind, people are looking to express themselves in the fastest, quickest way and get there, which is fine, because when you're young, you think you have all the time in the world, and like it just all looks so differently, right? But the truth of it is that you can't plan for any of it. You can't make anything happen. All you can do is show up every day as best as you can. You know what I mean? And if it's shit, then that's your day, you know, and the next day, like, try and come back. But it's being present enough with yourself to, like, honestly, just show up. Have you ever shown up on a job where you're like, I just don't want to cut hair today. I just don't want to cut hair today. I'm not feeling this. And like, how do you pull through? How do you pull out of that? Get a cup of coffee? Like, I think that there's a gene. There's a muscle that's exercised at one point that, you know, when what we do is not about us anymore. And like, we truly are of service. And so when you make your purpose and you're so clear about why you're doing what you're doing about something else and somebody else, you kind of take yourself out. And yeah, I mean, it could literally be me taking a walk around the block before I get in the salon. I'm being serious. You know, it's like, okay, I got to shake this off. Or I'll just walk into my salon and I'll just like have like a high pitched voice. It's kind of like hyping myself up a little bit more. But yeah, no, there's obviously, right? Like, we're not on all the time. Sure. But knowing, you know, with all of the trainings I've had and the books I've read and the amazing people that I've been around, it's like you have to put yourself in a different state of mind to show up. And being aware of that, like, I know when I'm not 100%, and I have tools that I've
kept in my back pocket to kind of like pull them out whenever I need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanting to be cognizant of your time.
Yeah.
You and Nico.
No, we can hang out all day long.
Oh,
Sorry.
well,
Go.
we will. You and Nico work together.
Yeah.
And you have a salon together. Mm-hmm. And what is the salon again?
The Lab Lounge. I thought you were going to start asking some marriage questions and shit.
Well, I can. I don't know if we have time on that.
No, it's all good.
Do we have time
go.
on that?
No, it's all good. Go. You don't have to. I'm totally joking.
No, because I was going to say, how is it? You're married to another, for lack of a better word, another celebrity hairstylist, Nico Abriol, right? And
my husband, Nico Chunky Guru. Okay, go.
Which y'all will meet him in the coming episodes. But you guys work together. You live together. You've been married for 20 years, right?
20. We've been married for 17, almost 18, and together for 20.
Okay. How do you find a happy balance, keeping all of that together? Because you guys commute to work together. You work under the same roof. You live under the same roof. You've got a product line. Yeah. You both do. Like, there's got to be some probably pretty high pressure moments there. Yeah. How do you decompress and find those moments of levity in there? Or do you?
Yeah. As I pause, I'm like, how do I want to answer that? No, I don't think there is balance. And I think that that's a term that's thrown around so loosely, and it makes me so annoyed because I don't think there is a balance. Mm. We have really good days and we have really fucking bad days. Like really bad days. And we have amazing days, all in the same days.
Sure.
I'm like, how the fuck did we just have this amazing experience? And now we're like at each other's throats. But what I do know about the both of us is that we're flexible, we're willing, and we show up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that we've done enough work around ourselves individually and together to know how to communicate like what we need. We're getting way better at it, but I know it's not easy. And it's it's just different every day. It's different every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be kind of partially what keeps it interesting as well, right?
Totally.
I
mean, you live and work and eat, breathe, and sleep with Rosie. So
yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine it's somewhat akin to having kids. We don't. You guys do. I know you have a stepdaughter. Mm-hmm. But the running and the dealing of a business can bring highs and lows and bring different kinds of stress points and push on those stress points. Mm-hmm. And that can be a lot of pressure.
Super hardcore.
You know?
Super.
What's your product line called?
Mírame, which means look at me in Spanish.
Mírame?
Yes.
And it's look at me in Spanish. And what does it do?
Oh, God.
Is it for men or women?
It's for men and women. It's a product that is made for both textured hair and straightening hair. So the reason it's called Mírame, but the product is called both because it is multi-usage. Being that Nico and I both have a really strong background in styling, we wanted to come up with a product, like one of our absolute favorite products, and marry them so that we can like always send a client out with one product, because it's like, I can't do my hair at home is what most people say. It was like, okay, well, let's start with some product, right? But so we decided to do that, and just our love of styling. But it's for both, curly, wavy, texture. It's such a great base product too. I sound so fucking pitchy right now. I can't stand it. It's such a great product because it's a good base. You can put it under anything and it really does hold your hair. It's great.
This podcast
Nico
episode brought to you by
Nico and I designed. It's really good. But anyways, it's a pretty great product for blow drying, wearing your hair curly, like the whole thing. It's
amazing. Good. And so people can get that on your website? In the salon?
Website and so just go, if anybody is interested, you can go to Mírame, Mirame pro.com.
Miramepro.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And if they want to come see you, are you available for bookings? Are you taking clients? Is that how you operate? Do you take clients or do you?
We take clients. We definitely do a screening, We're not a one size fits all kind of people.
Sure.
And I only say that because it's like, who knows if they'd really even actually like us. Anyways, but yes, we're at the Lab Lounge in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Yeah, you could just the Lab Lounge Hair Salon. Easy.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Tanya, thank you so much for coming in and spreading your wisdom. And I love that.
Thanks. Thanks for having me, Tori.
Absolutely.
That's so fun.
I'm so glad you, decide. I won't say what it took to get you in here.
Listen, it's the willingness and the flexibility. It's like what I'm talking about. You make it happen, right?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, this is Tori. Thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts, and we will catch you on the next one.